Hey guys, it is A Nikki B on the scene and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another beat with me. Obviously, based on the title of this video, we are talking about body positivity and how there really isn't a lot of body positivity right now, only because I feel like people are just picking and choosing of who should represent the body positivity movement. In reality, it doesn't really transfer that well amongst everybody. At least I feel like it doesn't, because I still deal with some body issues. I'm sure you deal with body issues of your own, and really, it's all a trend. People are just going to hop on the next trend of what's the next body is going to look like. Especially right now, the trend is getting a BBL, so everyone is hopping on that, and it's crazy because there was a point in time where having that big butt, having the big boobs was just not a thing. So we're just going to talk about that, and I'm even going to share some of my own personal experiences of me dealing with my body and people not experiencing my body, but basically observing my body. Without further ado, we are going to get right into it. The other day, I saw Lizzo on Instagram. I didn't see her. I saw clips of her on Instagram Live, and she was basically talking about how people were fat shaming her and basically saying, she was receiving racist comments as well. And, it's a lot for her. To be in her position, I can only imagine, people talking to you, talking about, how much weight you should lose, or you should just stay the way you are, or because you are big, because you are plus size, or because you are fat, you shouldn't be wearing certain things, you shouldn't do certain things. And it's just like, let the woman live. It's one thing that she is a plus size woman, but also she is a plus size black woman at that. So she got to worry about other things as well. And people need to let her live. Just let her live her life. People make a big thing about her weight. And as far as like being the face of the body positivity movement, I don't think that was something that she asked for at all. I don't think it was something a part of her intentions. She just wanted to just be confident in her body no matter what size it was. And she, for I think about 6 or something years, she's been working out. She's been trying to eat healthier. And I mean, it takes a lot of energy, a lot of stamina to play the flute, twerk on stage, and perform for hours. I don't think I could do that at all. If anything, I can't even do 1% of what she got going on. But she does a lot in her time, and she wants to just be a healthier version of herself. And then if people really think about it, if you eat healthy, make healthier decisions for yourself, and especially what you put inside your body, you're bound to lose weight at some point. But some people, they just come out of nowhere and be like, well, you're promoting diet culture, this and that. Ain't nobody promoting nothing. If you make the right decisions for yourself and pay attention to what you're putting inside your body, you're going to lose weight. And there shouldn't be nothing wrong with wanting to be healthy. Because before, for me, I used to say, well, I want to lose weight because I want to fit into that shirt, or I want to lose weight because I want to fit into those pair of jeans that I haven't been able to fit into for the past 3 years. I used to always associate me losing weight by obtaining something that would make me feel more visible to that. So I knew if I wore that shirt, if I wore that pants, I would be more visible to the people that I want the attention from. They will see me, I will have some sense of power with that. And I had to unlearn all of that, because I'm just like, I'm not losing weight for the right reasons. I'm losing weight because I want the attention from others. When I was growing up, I grew up in an urban school. Everybody pretty much had their own idea of what a girl should look like, or whatever. So with the girls in my school, mostly black girls, they was mostly thin, didn't really have nothing, and the boys used to gawk over these girls. It will make no sense to me. And I remember there will be lists, and I feel like I always mention this part, but it was so ingrained in me, in my memory. But they would always make a list of who's the prettiest to the ugliest, and like I said, the prettiest would be the lighter skinned girls, smaller girls, and to the bottom would be the darker skinned girls, and some of us were a little heavier. And for me, I wouldn't say I was plus size. I don't think I ever been plus size at all. If anything, I was in a mixture between being petite, being thick, and that's pretty much it. I was in the between. I was the in-between body type. I could go any way. Even now, I can go any way. But back then, I was really just in the middle. And plus, I was a little more developed than some girls. I had this in 5th grade. I skipped training. So I was in 5th grade and I already had this. And from then people were already looking at me and be like, wow, Ashley, you got big boobs, da 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 da. And it's like, I didn't know how to take that because I'm just like, okay, I got it, but it's like I can't do nothing with it because people still think I'm ugly. So I'm like, okay, even I have this, and it's like, okay. And that carried with me throughout all of my years through school. And then even in middle school, like I said, I was one of the few girls who was pretty much developed. Now I went from 30 something D, now I'm in the 40s now. And you know, people will just look at me and be like, wow, she got me, da da da. And if I were to get talked to by a boy, he was not looking at me from an interest point of view. He was looking at me from a very sexual point of view. He was looking at me as like, okay, I could play around with her point of view. He didn't care about me. He didn't want me to be his girlfriend. I was never nobody's interest to be a girlfriend or anything. And it's so crazy because people often, it was weird because like not only was I sexualized in one aspect, I was also masculinized in another. Throughout all my years in school, people just always assumed I knew how to fight. People just always assumed that I was just naturally aggressive and, you know, like I just knew what to do. I had such a strong personality, and it was so weird because from my perspective, I was never the one to, you know, to call attention to myself. I was never the one to stand up to be outspoken. If anything, I was more shy. I had a lot of anxiety. I did talk to people. I knew how to make friends. I knew how to maneuver, but I just wasn't that person when people would walk in the room and turn their heads type thing. I just wasn't that. But people somehow created this whole narrative of me saying like, yeah, she's aggressive, you know, she looked like she could fight, she got heavy hands. People just often masculinize me, but then at the same time sexualize me. It was such a weird thing. And you know, I went to 3 different middle schools. So when I was in New York, I went to MS-72. A lot of the crap happened there. Then I went to IS-231 or Tri-Community 231, whichever name you want to call it, but basically 231, that's in Springfield. And I remember we went on this trip and we went to Lake Compounce, which is some kind of amusement park. I think in Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But anyway, Lake Compound. It was a hot day. It was a water park / amusement park, so we all had to bring bathing suits and stuff. So for me, I was very insecure. So I bought a bathing suit shirt top thing and it went around like that. But I wore that, but I also had a shirt on top of that because I was just so scared to just take it off. And I remember this boy, we're just gonna call him Daryl. He was always joking about everybody, every single body. He didn't care who you were. He would joke about you to the day you die. Like, he will go in. Some days he was funny and some days you just got tired of it. But apparently this day he had time for me. We're on this little trolley bus thing and we're about to go to the next part of the park. And it was just really, really hot, and I just came from like a water ride, so I was wet. Like the shirt that I wore on top of the bathing suit shirt was wet and I was hot. I was like, I need to take this off because I felt icky. So I took the shirt off and, you know, exposed my bathing suit shirt, and I think it looked cute. It was just a cute little brown pattern type of shirt. But of course, these were popping. So Daryl looked at me, he saw that, and then he made fun of me. He said I had orangutan boobs, basically. And he was just making fun of it. Other people was laughing about it, laughing at me, to my, oh, they're mad big, they got stretch marks, because they did have stretch marks. But remember, I'm young and they're growing. But they didn't understand that, and I didn't understand that. But anyway, they made fun of my stretch marks, they said it was big, and they look disgusting. But somehow, years later, Daryl gets in a relationship and her boobs are the same thing. So you made fun of me years ago with that, but now you're with someone who has those types of boobs. And it is nothing against that. It's not to say that, oh my gosh, like, haha, look at you, now you're with somebody with boobs. Like no, it's nothing like that. It's just crazy how somebody's mindset can change. And then even now, what we see with the whole BBL epidemic, people are getting big boobs. It's a thing to get big butt, but it's so crazy. I grew up in a time when that just wasn't the thing. If you weren't flat, you weren't that. That's literally what it was. If you had anything, if you had a butt, you had a boob, people will magnify that, and that will literally be your whole reputation in school. people will know you for your big butt or they will know you for your big boobs. And then in high school, it wasn't as much as it was back in middle school and elementary school, but in high school it was definitely here and there. But then I remember one time during gym, you know the girls, we gotta change and stuff like that, which I thought was just odd. I'm like, I don't know these people and I'm changing in front of them, but whatever. So we're changing back into our uniform clothes, and then this girl, we just gonna call her Mary, she walked up to me and she was looking at my body and she was like, girl, you got a butt, girl, you definitely gonna find somebody. No, I think she said somebody is gonna love you one day. And I was like, huh? What's she talking about? And she was basically talking about how my body was shaped, because let's just say in high school, I was probably at my most fit. Everything was just proportioned. And I was really active as well. So I was always moving, so I kept a lot of fat off. And she was like, somebody's gonna love you one day because you just got a banging body. Like, your body look good, da da da. In that moment, I was like, so much, you know, I'm kind of like, okay. I never thought about this in my body. But then I also thought at the back of my head, I'm like, they're only gonna love me because of my body, not because of my personality, not because, you know, I'm a dope person. And I'm like, I don't want that in the back of my head. But in the moment, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, she right, you know, da da da. But I'm just like, listen, I ain't had the confidence to be pulling nobody like that. So I'm just like, yep, this body just gonna have to stay where it's at because I can't do nothing with that. I didn't have the confidence. So yeah, so she said that, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, you know, I was feeling myself. And for the whole day, I was feeling myself. Whole day, because I'm like, I never got complimented on my body like that. We gotta think of who was popping at the time. Kim Kardashian. She popularized this whole small petite, big booty, big boob type of thing. So of course now people think that, okay, I could find my own little Kim K in life. So they see a little Kim K replica, they gonna go to that. And then it just went downhill from there. And now everyone just wants to have that BBL. And it's just so crazy. I'm like, there's really a point in time nobody wanted this. It was ugly. Now everybody wanted, but it just goes to show that even back then, nobody wanted it only because it was another trend happening. You had to be the slim, a little bit of boobs, a little bit of butt, you know, your hair had to be a certain way. Like, and you could go back all the way through the time and know that there was many different trends happening. And you know, women just happened to be at the face of these weight trends or body trends, you could say, and it's just gonna keep evolving. I don't know in the next 10 years what the new body trend is gonna be. I'm actually quite afraid, because I'm like, if we're ready on the big boobs, big butt, what's gonna be in the future? And I just feel like right now people have made up their own definition of what being body positive means. And honestly, for me, being body positive just means that you love yourself no matter what size you are, no matter what you have or may not have. You love yourself no matter what. That's how I feel body positivity is. But for some other people, it's just a whole other world for them, and it's like, if you're not doing this, then you can't be with us, basically. That being said, I think this pretty much concludes my video, because other than that, it's like, I just feel like the BBL epidemic, body positivity and everything, it's like, it's just so skewed at the moment. And will we ever reach body positivity, like a healthy movement of that? Probably not, because like I said, the body trends are just going to keep evolving, and who knows what the next trend is going to be. But I just hope for any girl or any guy out there who may feel like their body is not good or doesn't match this person who's on TV or whatever the case may be, just understand, like, that's a certain reality made for that. Don't even try to compare yourself to that. Love your body for what it is, for what God gave you, or whatever you believe in. And if you don't believe in anything, just love your body, okay? Respect your body, treat your body right, you know, feed it very well, make better choices for yourself, and just understand that it is your body. Love it. Only you can love your body better than anybody else. And we only get one life to live, so it's like, why try to go through these extremes trying to look like something that can potentially kill you? That concludes this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I probably am gonna go back on this topic. I feel like there's some things that I do want to touch upon, but I'm just like, listen, we gonna be here all day. So if you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, or just want to share your thoughts on the topic, please drop it down in the comment section below, and I will be back with another video.